All right, I hope everybody can hear me, but the light in here is sucky. All right, so when you're all right, I'm going to go ahead and start because people have asked me to do this, and I actually have to attend another event tonight. So you can see this later, and I will put it up so that you can see it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about cannabis, medical marijuana, because we are clearly misinformed. We are misled by lots of people about this thing called medical marijuana. Medical marijuana is actually a misnomer because depending on how the marijuana is grown, where it's grown, what they have put into it or mixed with it, it could do more harm than good. So the right term should be medical cannabis, not medical marijuana. Um, and I need to say this in the beginning because a lot of people don't understand this either. Marijuana, cannabis is not marijuana. Marijuana comes from cannabis, but cannabis is not marijuana. When we talk about cannabis, that's not synonymous with marijuana. Marijuana is a derivative of the cannabis plant, but the two are separate. You can separate those two. So the government makes a lot of money touting this medical marijuana. People pay hundreds of dollars for these medical marijuana cards when they actually don't need to, because all you need to do really is use cannabis. Um, So cannabis is a plant. It is a healing plant that's got a derivative of hemp and a derivative of marijuana. These two derivatives create things called cannabinoids or phytocannabinoids that help to heal the body. They heal the brain, they heal the other systems in the body. The design of cannabis is to feed the cannabinoid receptors that we have in the body. So, what does that mean to most people? Let me start by saying this. As a lymphatic drainage specialist, my design in helping people is to detox people to a state of balance or homeostasis. When we talk about homeostasis, that is the body's perfect balance. And when the body is perfectly balanced, the body can't get sick. That's the whole point. The point of wellness is to balance the body. That's how you do that. So cannabis works to do that same thing, except it feeds back in. So I detox inflammatory toxins from the body so that the body can right itself, it can balance itself. Cannabis feeds back into the body what the body already makes. Hey, Brooke. So I'm going to talk about cannabis products because when we talk about cannabis, you've got to understand that you've got to know what you're getting, because if you don't know what you're getting, you could be getting a whole lot of crap that's eventually going to harm you and not do you any good. So we have a lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is a system in the body that's designed to detox. That's what I do. I use cold laser therapies to help the body stimulate its natural detox process. Because if the body can detox, then the body can heal. But the body also has receptors in it for what it needs, right? And it needs cannabis. The body creates its own cannabis. My light is changing. The body creates its own cannabis. That's what the ECS or endocannabinoid system is. It is a system in the body that processes cannabis. We make our own what's called phytocannabinoids, or our own cannabis that is a nutritional part of cannabis. Our bodies create its own. We just don't create enough. And if we are inflamed and eating inflammatory foods, then the body becomes inflamed and can't heal. So in terms of healing the body, Everybody should be taking cannabis. Everybody, children, elderly, everybody. I don't care if you're sick. I don't care if you have a problem, especially if you live in the United States. We live in a I hate this light. Hold on, let me turn it off. We live in a very, 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 very toxic environment. We eat toxic foods. We breathe toxic air. And so our body is constantly in this state of, let me try and detox, let me try and detox, let me try and detox. Cannabis has the endocannabinoid system runs along the entire body, feeding back to the body what it needs, which are these phytocannabinoids. So when we're talking about the difference between marijuana and hemp are both derivatives of the cannabis plant, but they are different in how they're processed. Hemp is a derivative that has a very high, what's called CBD content, very low THC content. Marijuana is the opposite. It has a very high THC content and very low CBD content. The issue with that is THC is psychoactive. It gets you high. And that is what is being tested for when people do drug testing. They're testing for the THC content. They are not testing for cannabis, because cannabis by itself outside of THC is not a psychoactive drug. So when people say to me, "Oh, Camille, I don't want to do cannabis." Yes, you do. You don't want to do THC, but you want to do cannabis. So we have two very large receptors in the body that are receptors for cannabis. One is the CB1 receptor, which affects the brain and the nervous system. CB2 is the receptor for all of the organs, the tissues, the skin, everything else. So those two receptors by themselves are great to heal the body. So cannabis is what feeds those receptors. Now, when we talk about this whole medical marijuana thing, people who don't want to do marijuana, don't do marijuana. It stinks. It makes you look high. And it is illegal in some places, depending on what you're taking, how much you're taking. The government makes us buy these $200, $300, whatever they call it, medical marijuana cards, when you can simply take a high grade CBD. That's all you need to do. Cannabis itself heals the body. People who want to do marijuana most of the time do marijuana because they want to get high. But you don't have to get high to get well. You simply have to take a high grade, pure form of a cannabinoid called CBD. Okay. So hemp and marijuana both come from the cannabis plant, but they mislead us into thinking that medical marijuana is the only thing that we can do. In terms of what type of CBD you are to take, you need to be real careful with that. These dispensaries, many of them are not regulated. They're not run by doctors or people who have any training in the ECS system, the endocannabinoid system, or in a base of cannabis. So if you cannot qualify or quantify what you are taking, and you do not see the science behind what a product is touting to do not do it. Don't take it. Don't use it, because you don't know what you are taking in the first place. And that leads me to what people want to know about what I recommend as a cannabis source. So last year I was brought a CBD company, by an MD actually, who was interested in having me give this to my clients. And I've known about cannabis for a long time, right? Used to do the whole marijuana thing. I've known about cannabis and I've known about the healing effects of cannabis. I did not want to partner with a company that I couldn't trust their products. So I was brought this company called Cannaway, and I'm so glad that this doctor brought this company to me. Cannaway is a company of first. Cannaway was the first company to bring commercial CBD to the United States. Cannaway is also the first to be in Mexico, in Japan, in Vietnam, in Russia. The science behind Cannaway's products is there, and it's tangible for you to get. The products in this line are triple lab tested, and that's important. Most of this stuff that y'all get from dispensaries is not tested at all. Cannaway triple lab test their products. They test it when they plant it, they test it when they harvest it, and they test it when they bottle and package it. That is crucial because processing can oftentimes change the content of what you're doing. So you can't test it once. And remember, many of these dispensaries don't test at all. Okay. And that could be very detrimental for you, your family, whoever you're giving CBD to. So I wanted to tell you about this company of, this company of First. So if you want to do your research on Cannaway, you can, but I want you to know who is a premier company that gives you a product that is beneficial to you with no guesswork. All of their work, all of their science, everything is on their website. You can read about it. You can see their studies. And of course, I'm a results person. You can talk to me all day, but if I don't get results, then I'm not listening, right? I need to see. And that's what these products have particularly done for me. But I'm going to tell you why too. This company has been a company since 2012. And they are literally a company of First. And there's so many, I have to read them to you. In 2009, they were the first publicly traded cannabis company in the US. Okay. So they haven't just hopped into this, right? They've been doing it a really long time. They were the first publicly traded cannabis company in the US. That was in 2009. In 2011, they were the first company to establish a CBD pipeline. We need a pipeline to get the CBD to you. You can't get it if there's no pipeline. A second first for this company. So when I say I want results, I need something to back that up, right? And Cannaway does that every time in their products, in their science, in their transparency. In 2012, we were the first company to launch a commercial CBD products and sell across state lines. Okay. We were also the first company to develop strict quality standards. You need quality standards. If you are not using or not making a product that has standards, what are you doing? Nothing. You're damaging us. In 2013, we were the first company to license NIH government patent cannabinoids as antioxidants and neuroprotectants. So what does that mean? That means that it was our products, our results-driven products that allowed us to list cannabinoids or cannabis as antioxidants and neuroprotectants. Everybody knows about the importance of antioxidants. We got to have antioxidants to protect the body because that helps the body get to this state of pH balance, right? In 2014, we were the first company to introduce CBD products to Brazil. We were also the first direct selling cannabis company in the industry. Y'all have to understand this, right? The cannabis industry is really just starting. This cannabis industry is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar industry. It's going to rival big pharma, which is part of the problem with the way the government wants to try and regulate this, right? In 2015, we were the first company to legally register a CBD-based nutritional supplement. So when I say that they've got it going on and their results speak for themselves, 2016, we were the first company to bring CBD to Mexico. We were the first company to launch it in Paraguay. In 2017, our head, Dr. Stuart Titus, and if you don't know him, you need to Google him. He is the aficionado on the ECS system and cannabinoids, and he's our leader. And when I say he is a genius, brilliant man, he is a brilliant man. So Google him, or you can go to my website and read about him. He's amazing. 2018, we were the first direct selling company to offer CBD products in Europe. In 2019, we were the first and only company to be listed in the prescriber's digital reference. which means we are listed in the PDR. Our CBD products are listed in the physician's reference for prescriptions. And not because it's a drug, but because it heals the body. So if you don't have information like that that backs up what you're taking, then I wouldn't take what you're taking. When you go to certain dispensaries, a lot of the times what you're getting in products is like a CBD distillate or isolate, which means they have had to garner the CBD from the THC, which from the onset makes that not an effective product for what you may need in a pure CBD product. Our CBD products are derived directly from the hemp plant. So my goal in telling you all this is to make sure you know that there's a difference between cannabis and marijuana. Marijuana comes from cannabis, but cannabis is not marijuana. So when my clients say to me, can I take that? Sure you can. Everybody can take it. I take a protein powder, a CBD protein powder, because Canaway has a CBD protein powder, an oil, a pill every day to give myself the effective amount of cannabis or cannabinoids or phytocannabinoids that are going to feed and heal the body. So when you get to a point where you don't know what else to take, or you want something that's going to calm or heal the body, you need to use what the body already has or what the body is already made up of. When we talk about medications, medications are foreign and toxic to the body because they're not made up of anything that the body either produces or has in it naturally. That's what cannabis is. Cannabis is a phytonutrient to the body. The body has a system, an endocannabinoid system, which processes cannabis to heal the body. You cannot get any simpler than that. You can't, if you understand, and part of it is a misunderstanding of how the body heals, right? The only reason the body gets sick is that the natural balance that the body needs gets unbalanced somehow, either by something you ate, something you drank, something you breathed. Once the body gets out of balance or out of whack or out of homeostasis or highly acidic, which is a pH level issue, the body becomes inflamed and the body cannot heal itself. The way the body heals is to rebalance that somehow. That takes a detoxification of the inflammation and a balance of the body. Ta-da! Cannabis. That's what we need. You don't need to smoke marijuana. It stinks. You look like you're high when you smoke it, or even when you eat it. And especially when you eat it, you have no idea the amount of cannabis that you're actually getting. And that's the other thing. When you take cannabis, you need to take a cannabis product that allows you to quantify what you're taking. You can't tell me to take this little dropper and take some cannabis. Okay, well, how much cannabis or CBD is in that particular dropper full? And what happens if I only take half a dropper full? Or what if I take a whole dropper full and I don't know how many milligrams that is? So you have to be able to take a quantifiable amount of CBD and or THC if you choose to take that. So we have products that are either purely CBD, they have no THC in them whatsoever. And we have products that have some THC in them, no more than the 0.3% that we are legally allowed to have in this country. That's a whole nother conversation. That legal and illegal is even in a conversation for cannabis. Cannabis has been healing people since before we were here. Before we were here, it's been healing forever. They used hemp for everything. BMW uses hemp to make their dashboards in their cars. I mean, hemp is a healer. And of course, it comes from the cannabis plant. So does marijuana. But they are different types of cannabinoids that you're taking. One makes you high, one doesn't. Now, people always say to me, well, Camille, is it better to take more cannabinoids than not? Of course. Anything that's good, you oftentimes want more than not. So if you are somebody that doesn't work in a place that tests you for THC, then you're going to want to take a product that's got both THC and CBD in it. If you have a problem or an issue with THC, you take a very pure form CBD product. Our Canaway CBD product, and before I forget, let me type into here my website. So if y'all want to go and look while I'm on here, you can. But we have a product that is a pure product oil of CBD. It's only CBD. I have now had multiple clients, first dose, one dose, fibromyalgia, MS, symptoms of cancer that have gone away in one treatment. Because when we get to an inflammatory state where we are feeling pain or discomfort, all you need to do is feed. That indicates a lack of a phytocannabinoid. All you got to do is feed that cannabinoid back for your symptoms to go away. So when we talk about cannabis, please don't make cannabis synonymous with marijuana. Marijuana is a type of cannabis, but the two are not the same. Just like cannabis and hemp aren't the same. Hemp is a derivative of the cannabis plant. So is marijuana. One is higher in THC, one is higher in CBD. CBD and THC are both phytocannabinoids that heal the body, but THC simply makes you high. So you have to know how much CBD to take. And people say, okay, Camille, how much CBD should I take? Well, that depends. One, it depends on whether you're generally in good health or are you suffering from an inflammatory response or what Western docs would call a disease. If you are generally in good health, what they state as, and when I say they, I'm talking about the World Health Organization, which, by the way, our Dr. Titus was invited to go speak at when it comes to cannabis. So when I say he is cannabis and the endocannabinoid system, he is. So what they say is that an average amount of CBD ranges between 15 and 17 milligrams per dose. That's for an average healthy person. What we were told at Canaway by Dr. Titus, who I would believe anything he said, because I see what he speaks, is that you figure out your weight in kilograms and you take a milligram of CBD for every kilogram of weight that you weigh. We have products that I average between 25 and 50 milligrams of CBD a day. And what's great is if you're taking a pure grade CBD product, you can't OD on it. So if a little bit doesn't work, take some more. Everything that we've got in Canaway is quantifiable. We have 25 milligram gel caps. We have 1,500 milligrams bottles of CBD that you can use to titrate up or down depending on what you are trying to balance out or heal. But the deal is this: you have to know what you're taking. You absolutely have to know what you're taking. I have already had multiple stories of horrific instances where people are going to unregulated dispensaries and buying crap and having really bad side effects. Pure CBD, even pure THC, isn't going to give you bad side effects. Not if it's pure. So one of the other reasons I decided to partner with Canaway was because I didn't want to partner with any company that had to deal with the Monsanto-based toxic soil in the United States. Canaway harvests their CBD in Holland, where a lot of the pesticides and insecticides that we use here aren't even allowed. And so that by itself was impressive to me, because I didn't want to do, a lot of times we hear things that are organically grown in the United States. Okay, so the process may be organic, sure. But if it's planted in American US soil where they don't allow phosphorus to clean the soil, then the process may be organic, but your product won't be. So again, when I say that you have to do your research when you're taking products, you have to do your research. And it's for those of us who don't think that this isn't the next humongous opportunity and venture, then you are very wrong, right? And the thing about this is this works. So just like in my lymph drainage practice, I like people to be able to get off my table and feel better. I like my clients to be able to take my CBD and feel better as soon as they do so. People ask me all the time, should I limit the CBD that I take? Why? Why would you limit it? I mean, if it is designed to keep your body at a state of balance, then you should take it, and you should take more and more. Like I said, the amount of CBD that I probably take in a day, let's see if I add up to is between 70 and 100 milligrams of CBD. And I sleep well. I'm never sick. My energy is always high. I literally have no issues. And everything that I tell my clients, I've always tried on myself first. I am never going to tell you anything that I haven't tried, because how will I know what the results or the possible, if any, side effects are if I haven't done it? And that's the difference between holistic practices like I do and Western medicine. We are all humans, but we are all very, very, very different individual energies. And because of that, we need to do something and stay in a space that is good for everyone, and only me, and only you, and only that person. You do that by using the things the body is already made of, or the things that the body already has as a part of its normal functionality. One of those things is cannabis. So we have to keep the body balanced, detox, and then put back what the body needs. The body needs what it has receptors for. The endocannabinoid system runs almost parallel and on top of the lymph system. So we have two very important systems that are designed to heal the body. I don't understand where all this other stuff comes in. You have a lymph system to detox and an ECS system to put back. Those two things are very, 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 very easy. For those of you who want me to do a product live, I may do that in another couple days. But I wanted to let you know that one of the greatest things about Kannaway, not only are Kannaway's products amazing, Kannaway does what they say. So they want to make a product that is going to be good for everybody. So what they rolled out today, which I am super excited for. In fact, I'm getting off the live in a minute so I can go down and get my test. Kannaway has unveiled a DNA testing kit to find out where you are deficient in your phytocannabinoids so that they can match our products to your deficiencies. Can't get any better than that. If you know where you are deficient in phytocannabinoids and there are products to feed back your deficiencies to get you to a state of wellness, why in the hell would you not do that? There's nothing easier than that. And here's the thing for those of you all who are still scared about cannabis. One, separate cannabis from marijuana. That's importance number one. Two, try it. Try it. And I'm not telling you to go to a dispensary and try it. If you want to try it from me, then you try it from me. In fact, I will give you a free 3-day sample. That's the other thing Kannaway rolled out today. A free 3-day sample, because for real, that's all you need, right? If the product does what it says, you only need 1 to 3 uses before you get to that point. A 3-day sample of our oil, as well as our topical salve for pain, which I cannot keep around because it is instantaneous. I don't care what kind of pain you have. And you can let me know if that's something that you want. You can comment here, or if you know me, you can text me and I will send you those samples. But understand the logic of the body, y'all. The body is the most impressive machine ever created. Man is not smart enough to understand that. Most of what we do in healthcare is testing because we don't know any better. We only know 10% of this, but the brain is what controls the body. So if we only understand 10% of the brain, we only understand 10% of the body. But we do understand and know this: the body has a cannabinoid system in it that is designed to heal the receptors that heal the brain. So if you're going to try anything, you need to try cannabis. And I mean a pure form of cannabis. If you've got cannabis you want me to look at to tell you whether or not to take it, then let me know. But this Canaway, this product line it blows me away. And I understand how the inflammatory response works because I see it every day. But for those of you who are scared about cannabis, don't be. We already produce cannabis. That's why mothers should breastfeed, because there's cannabis in breast milk. So this is not new. It's been hidden from us for a long time, but it's not new. So if you want to stay away from the marijuana side, stay away from the marijuana side, and do CBD, or do a CBD THC product that doesn't have much THC in it. But understand, y'all, understand the importance of cannabis. I see the results of it every time. If you're taking the right product, you will see it immediately. There isn't a product in this line that I have taken that I haven't seen work immediately. If you have any questions for me, you know how to reach out to me. CEJimageshemp.com. You can reach out to me there. You can reach out to me at CEJimages.com. Whatever you want to do. But I love you all. I hope you all are well. But I got to go because I got to go downstairs and get my new kits.